In the city of Toledo, there are really two MLB teams that people truly care about. It is the Detroit Tigers and the Cleveland Indians. They're going head-to-head today in Progressive Field. It's the second meeting of the season here between the Rockets and the Zips inside Ford Field for the Mid-American Conference Championship. It is snowing right now at Fifth Third Field here in Toledo, but I promise you baseball is right around the corner. Here at Slater Family Ice Arena, it is just another day of practice for the Anthony Wayne hockey team. As the temperature dropped, these offenses only got better. On the final possession of the game, the Polar Bears would have a chance to win it, but Star's defense hung tough. Here at Lad People Stadium in Mobile, Alabama, it is about a 14-hour drive down from the University of Toledo. However, that has not stopped a lot of UT alumni, fans, and students from making the trip down to support the Rockets. Yeah, Eric, this fall will be filled with high expectations for the Toledo football program as they are coming off of their first conference championship since 2004. That's right, Mark. Today we're checking in on the Toledo T-Rockets, a team of 12 kids from Lucas County area schools. And this weekend, they were competing for a Special Olympics state championship. And after a tough loss last night, they competed for third place today, and they won that game. So they're going home with a bronze medal.
Yesterday we had a bad game, but today we came back and we proved a point. So we should have won yesterday, but third place is just as good.
With our youth program, we have kids age range 8 to 22 years old. So we get some really basic skills, and then as they progress, hopefully in the program, they pick up the skills. So we do a lot of repetition. We practice multiple times a week, hour, 2-hour practices. This year we were blessed. We had 37 kids participate in our program. Last year we had 22.
It means a lot in a lot of medals because it shows the hard work I've really been putting in all season.
I think for all of the kids, it gave them an opportunity to really feel as champions. I mean, rarely in their life does any kid get to feel like that, and that we're able to give that to these kids who work so hard to get there. It's just overwhelming.
And these players love the game as much as anybody. And of course, they're big on the fundamentals as well.
Hitting the block, running down the court, making passes, putting my hands up defending, bounce pass, defense, offense, get ran over, run into them.
It's an opportunity to help kids who can't play or don't play on mainstream teams, some of our kids aren't in mainstream schools. Some of our kids are hurt, they're bullied in school, and it's just a time to help them and encourage them. The parents are appreciative, and that's what makes it all worth it. The kids love it, the parents love it.
We get a wide variety. We have kids who really have to be walked through the process by a peer or whoever, hand in hand, and before they can get it. But we also have kids that are out there ready that have been playing basketball in the background for a long time.
And Special Olympics are so much more than just sports.
How thankful I am, because when I joined here freshman year, I was in a dark place, but now I'm out of there. They brought me out of that dark place. I've been through some tragedies, but I'm coming back in a stronger person.
So obviously not the championship that they were hoping for, but they'll go home with third place medals. The team's obviously very happy about that. Now you just talked to the team and addressed them. Talk to me a little bit about what you tried to portray in that message and what you hope they got out of that. Serenity Farms out here in Lucky, Ohio is not your typical backyard horse farm. In fact, the Serenity Farms mission serves the community in more ways than one. Today's visitors to Serenity Farms, Central Trail Elementary in Sylvania, a class of 6 children with autism. Here inside Savage Arena, the Grogan Room is one of the most popular places to catch a Toledo men's or women's basketball game. There was a lot of talk today about quarterback Logan Woodside and defensive end Ola Adeni here at Pro Day. It was really their last chance to impress coaches and scouts ahead of the NFL draft. Here in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, there really isn't much other than Woods, Huntingland, and now an NFL quarterback. Although day 3 of the NFL draft didn't really go how anybody had planned for Logan Woodside, it all worked out in the end. The Eau Claire Express fought hard, went up 4-3 in the top of the 9th, but Rob Calabrese, never a doubt. He is a amateur ping pong player, professional pitcher for the Chicago White Sox, former Waterloo Buck. Dan Jennings, thank you for your time. 9 former Northwoods League players will take the field on the big stage here at TD Ameritrade Park. It's a hard-fought battle between 2 premier programs in Division I state soccer final tonight in Columbus. Really the tale of 2 halves out here at Bedford High School between the Kicking Mules and Lincoln. Well, it's day 2 here in Mobile, Alabama for the Toledo football program, but today is much more than football. They're here at the South Alabama Children and Women's Hospital, giving back to this South Alabama community. They will try to make program history on Saturday night in the Dollar General Bowl against Appalachian State. Since Jason Candle took over as UT head football coach in 2016, recruiting and developing has been the motto. After putting together the top recruiting class in the conference last year, the Rockets have done it again. Except this year, it could be the best class in school history. For some head coaches, winning a conference championship would be satisfying enough, but not for Jason Candle. After leading the Rockets to their first conference championship since 2004, he and his staff turned around and signed the best recruiting class in school history, at least on paper.
I think we finished number one in the rankings. It's not something that we shoot for, but obviously if we're keeping score, we want to win. But I think that's just the initial part of what this thing looks like at the back end for these guys. You got to recruit them, you got to keep them here, and then you got to develop them.
The Rockets announced a total of 28 signees, 18 of whom signed in December during the new early signing period, something Coach Candle says he is in favor of.
A lot of these young people that we've had committed or verbally committed were committed last May, June, and even July, and they're still signing in the middle of December. So they've been committed for a long time. Why would they need to wait until February to sign, I guess would be the question I would throw back at you. So, yeah, I think that they got a chance to go where they wanted to go, and it was good.
Only one UT signing came out of Northwest Ohio, but it was a big one, as Springfield offensive lineman Tyler Long is now a Rocket.
I'm really stoked about it. It's obviously a local team that's great, coming off a MAC championship win, going on to the bowl, the under 23rd. And, the way the coaches are and the way they treat you, obviously it's like that at every college, but the way the family culture is over at Toledo is unbelievable.
If they're great players in the city, first and foremost, they need to stay home and play for the Rockets. But Tyler's a great player. I think he's a guy that can play multiple positions on the offensive line. Very intense player, very physical. He's a finisher. And a guy who's got a great attitude towards competition, and he's a very serious student. So I think he's going to be a great one for us.
These four are seen as the highest rated players in this class. Quarterback Carter Bradley is son of former NFL head coach and current defensive coordinator Gus Bradley. The Jacksonville native is one of two quarterbacks in the class, as Wheeling, West Virginia's Cross Wilkinson also signed with the Rockets.
If the developmental path stays consistent and keeps going the way we project it to be, then they should both be really good players here.
Meanwhile, New York native Jalen Cooper is the lone wide receiver signed by Toledo in this class, but he has the size and the skill set to be a great one in the Glass City.
In the body mold of the Alonzo Russells, the Andrew Davis, that type of 6'4" with length, outside receiver, high points to football very well. Very good high school program.
An obvious emphasis for Coach Candle was in the trenches, where the Rockets signed over a dozen on the offensive or defensive lines.
Win the line of scrimmage. The games that we lost this year, we got defeated on both lines of scrimmage, in my opinion. It's not about skill. I've said this before after games, I've never heard a coach say, man, we really did a good job of out-finessing them today. It's about, this is a physical sport, this is in your face.
Only time will tell if UT's top recruiting class on paper lives up to the high expectations. I'm Zach Harig for Rocket Roundup.